Hello, pet enthusiasts. Welcome to the live show Pet Chat. My name is Jason Zakowski. I'm the dog dad of Bunsen and Beaker, and Bernoulli and Ginger, the science animals of social media. My co-host with the mostest is...
Hi there, my name is Chris Zakowski, and I am the dog mom to Bunsen Beaker and Bernoulli, and the cat mom to Ginger.
Every week in Pet Chat, we bring together our community that is on X or Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So we're doing like this combined multicast, as it were. Okay, so Chris, do you want to give everybody one of the stories of the week with the animals?
Do we want to talk about Bernoulli going to Waggles today for Wagon Play?
Sure, you could talk about Bernoulli, yeah.
Sure. Bernoulli has a Bernoulli cam right there. And he is such a good boy. We took him today to go to Waggles for Wagon Play. And he had such a great time hanging out with his friends. Additionally, we had to go to town. And so going to town is sometimes more than one stop. So Jason's, I want to get groceries. And I said, okay, that's awesome. So we stopped in the parking lot. And then I said, I'll just stay in the car with Bernoulli. And he's like, really? Like that he had to go shopping by himself. But what I did is in the same parking lot, there is a store called Bone and Biscuit where we went today, and he was able to get a popsicle. Oh no, a puppuccino.
Yeah, puppuccino.
And so that was really, it was really fun that he got a puppuccino today. And then I just wanted him to have interactions with more people. So he did. He had interactions with people. I actually was looking at maybe a new collar for him because he's so big. He's outgrown all of his things.
Yeah, we need a bigger
You're
collar.
laughing, Jason, but it's true.
He's huge. He is enormous.
And then what? Oh, and then I walked him around the parking lot, and then we sat outside Save on Foods, and then we got into the car. So he got some interaction with people, and then we took him to Waggles, and he got to run around and play with all his other little friends, and he got to play with adults there too that were hanging out with their dogs. So it was a really great afternoon. Everybody had a wonderful time. No issues.
Yeah, he plays really well with the other dogs, and what I like is when he's sick of the dogs, he sees the people. He just goes from person to person. And of course, generally he is very opportunistic, so he'll seek out the people that have given him treats in the past. So he likes those people the most.
Yeah. I wonder why.
We got a nice comment from Brent who says he's watching from Ottawa, and he overcame his fear of dogs this week when he was helping train the guide dogs for blind people. So that's very cool. Susan is asking, Chris, I thought Bernoulli ate the Tim Biebs hat. And then you have lots of comments about loving your Tim Biebs hat.
Okay. So I decided to wear my Tim Biebs hat. So I misspoke. He only shredded the wrapper of the Justin Bieber, Tim Hortons, compilation or
and they smushed
collaboration.
Like Tim Bieber with Tim Bits.
Horton. Yeah, Tim Bits. So Justin Bieber, Tim Hortons. Anyway, no, Bernoulli. Okay, I'm gonna tell the truth here. I may or may not have bought about 3 or 4 Tim Biebs hats because I lose toques like they're going out of style. And so I wanted to make sure that I had enough of these toques when they were available. And so I bought lots, plural, more than one. But Bernoulli only got into the wrapper, which he also, this is funny. I gave Jason's, hey, do you have any shopping bags in your classroom? Of course I do. I have these bags that we buy. Anyway, so I gave Jason them, and there was 2 plastic bags because we've said no to plastic bags here in Canada. And we have a whole little sock mitt full of them. And I'm like, here you go. And you get these 2 plastic bags, bonus deal. No, they do not exist anymore because Bernoulli went into the bag of bags, and he yoinked them out and then destroyed them in about a nanosecond. So that's what he did with the wrapper or the plastic that was on my Tim Biebs. I call it Biebs because it's just a funny thing. If Adam were here, he makes this really funny thing, but it's Tim Biebs hat. And so the wrapper Bernoulli disintegrated because that's what he does.
Yeah. his math teacher in French immersion had a deep voice and an accent, and that he would say Tim Biebs, and Adam is very good at impersonating everybody's voice.
Yeah, he's so freakishly good at impersonations.
Yeah, he's quite good. He is right up there with the number of voices that what's his face from Family Guy can do.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, yeah.
That's funny. I'm funny.
Yeah. All right. So that's the whole story about the Tim Biebs hat. I'm just checking through the chat. I think we'll do a little bit better job of answering some of the comments rather than letting them sit, because if you have to wait 20 minutes to have your question or comment answered, that's a pain in the butt. So yeah, there's just people are just saying where they're from, just double checking that. We did have a question on Twitter about sun dogs, and we get them when it has to be a bright sunny day, so no clouds in the sky. And it also has to be generally very cold. I don't think I've ever seen a sundog when it's been below minus 20. Like, it has to be like really cold for us. And then as it gets colder, sparkling in the sky, we're just used to it, but it must be weird to people when it gets that cold. And that's the ice crystals that form that just fly through the sky. They sparkle. And when that happens really high up in the atmosphere, they refract the sunlight into basically false suns all around the sun. And sometimes they make a perfect circle with points of light, like where you would think a cross is, like the points of a cross, or just left and right of the sun. And it's really cool when it's a perfect circle. And it was that twice this week. I saw the perfect circle and I got video of it one time. So.
And Annalise had actually never seen it before. She probably had seen it, but she never took note of it. And that is so cool.
It is cool. It's like,
it's very cool.
Yeah. But you also have to have the right angle to the sun. So you saw it in town and I didn't see it at home. You were in town and I was not teaching this week. So I went out to look and it was very weak. So it really depends on your angle to the sun too. Oh, another good question from Madison about the boiling water fireworks that I do. How cold does it have to be? So the colder, the better. Minus 25 Celsius, and whatever that is in Fahrenheit, you'll have to convert it. That's really loud, Bernoulli. Minus 25 is about the cutoff that I would do it at, because if it's not cold enough and you chuck boiling water into the air, it'll come back down on you and you'll hurt yourself. Like, you'll just get covered with boiling water, and the water has to be really hot. So what I do is, instead of using a kettle, I actually want the water hotter than what a kettle can produce. So I boil the water in a pot. And then I put it into travel mugs or like a big craft. And then the travel mug holds a small amount of water. I've seen people do it with a whole big pot, and I think that's dangerous. That's what I used to do. But then I'm like, this is dangerous, like throwing that much water in the air. So a little Contigo or travel mug, and then I arc it. So I just had practice to get it better. So I throw it and swing my arm in an arc. And then, yeah, it gets that fancy, beautiful boiling water to steam and snow. And then the snow rains down on you and it turns to steam. But if it's minus 35 for us and colder, you get it's amazing. It goes from being, oh, that's cool, to being like, wow, big difference from minus 25 to minus 35. So,
yeah. And I wouldn't even recommend minus 25. I would say minus 35 is the start.
Yeah. And I would practice chucking it in front of you, right? Because I know I check the temperature before I do it. So I know that if I chuck it above my head, I'm not going to get scalded. People have been seriously burned doing that when it hasn't. I've seen it on TikTok. It was like people were doing it in different parts of the states when it got cold, and it was like -2. And I'm like, oh God, that is nowhere near the temperature required. And it might be cold for you because you've never felt that cold before, but it's got to be like really cold to get that kind of fancy thing.
Like when you go outside and your lungs just seize up, that cold.
Yeah, exactly.
You go, ooh, like that is how cold it has to be.
Another fun comment. Betsy says, I've got the 0 days since last ginger malling mug. Thank you for buying stuff from our store. Yeah, we had our cartoonist draw that up and it's adorable. That's actually my cell phone case. It's on. The Bernoulli Cam cell phone case has it. It's the illustration there. So thanks, Betsy. Do I have a story this week? I don't know what I should talk about. I don't know. Bunsen continues to get a little better.
You went cross-country skiing today with the dog.
I did, yeah. So it has been since before Christmas I was able to go skiing. Like for one, Bernoulli was recovering from his vasectomy. So he was on rest. And it was cold. Like it's been like ridiculously cold and then dark. So when I get home from work, it's pitch black. I'm not ski through the dark with the dogs. So there's a couple things that have to go right for me to be able to go skiing. And January's a write-off because January is usually like freaking cold. And it was unseasonably cold in February. So we've had a really cold couple 2 months. And it was beautiful. It was so hot today. I was sweating through my toque. Yeah, it was awesome taking the dogs. I loved it. Bernoulli looks like he's got a lot of energy, but he's cooked. We went for a good 45 minutes or maybe more on a big ski. Yeah, that was fun. There'll be some video of it. You took some video of me skiing.
I did. I did. I'm just like content queen here.
Yeah.
Anytime I get some content. But okay, I had a wonderful moment with Bunsen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make me a little bit verklempt, like that when get that caught in your throat and your eyes water. And it's like that there's a word for that. It's verklempt. And so you went away and Bunsen's been very sad that he's been left behind, but he can't go with being on rest the way he is. There's no way that he can go down by the creek and go like that.
But he'd wreck himself. Like he would do it.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, but he would wreck himself. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So we're not interested in having him wreck himself. But so I went out and I did the bird feeders because we've got the little chickadees coming out.
They woke up from torpor. Yeah.
Yep. And so on the deck, there was a pile of snow and it was soft. And I brought Bunsen out to the deck with me and he was so happy. He was tunneling through the snow and just laying in it and being so happy with me on the deck. And so instead of going inside after doing the bird feeders, I just sat out there with him and he just got to be himself in the snow.
Yeah. That's been tough to leave him behind on adventures. But like really, he's been out of the winter since November, since we noticed his gait changing. He's really been on rest since then, strict rest since his MRI of his bulge disc. But I didn't mean to correct you there, Chris. He can walk. It's not like he can't walk at all. He's just on rest to heal. Yeah. And I know he's getting better. His gait is getting better. He's stronger. Everything is improving, but it's very slow. We got a couple messages from people who their dog has had something similar and the advice to them was much the same, rest and see. And it was like 2 months for most dogs and they rested for 2 months and they did not need surgery. And there's still a couple things they're not allowed to do anymore. Jump off the bed and run down the stairs. So they got his ramp. But that was good to hear from a couple people who have been in a similar situation to us.
I didn't think I sounded like he couldn't go.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris. I didn't mean it that way. I just meant that I didn't want to make people worried.
Really honestly can't go.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he would hurt himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's hills and the whole idea is that he would be jumping onto like his chest and shoving up into his neck, which no. Yeah. But the good news is like I bought that ramp when we had the alien baby taken out of him and they said, hey, you should get a ramp. And so I did. And then I put it away because we didn't need the ramp anymore. Brought it back out and he uses the ramp.
Yeah.
So that was a good purchase.
Yeah, it was. He did not want to use the ramp to start with. And now he's fine with it. So it just takes practice. Oh, hey, somebody has a comment about how we heat our homes so we don't freeze to death. That's a great question from Pat. Natural gas.
Natural gas.
Yeah. Alberta is situated really on where the Bear Paw Sea was millions of years ago. Bear Paw Sea dried up and tectonic plates pushed things together. So that's how there's land here now. And all the little sea critters and algae and whatsits that were in the sea, they got covered up and became oil and gas. Also the forests and the ferns and the swamps that surrounded the Bear Paw Sea They died and got covered up, and that became coal. So Alberta has huge deposits of coal, oil, and natural gas. And the one thing that we have in abundance, like stores of it, basically infinite, is coal bed methane, is what it's called. So as the coal compacts and decays, it releases trapped gases, which is methane. And when I worked in the oil patch in between teaching certificates, that was known, we called methane sweet gas, because sour gas would kill you. So we were always worried about sour gas. And back then, we just flared it, which is not great for the environment, but it was not something that was commercially used, because Alberta would heat most homes were heated with electric heaters, like electric air blowers. And then there was a big change to natural gas. So yeah, we have a natural gas is piped into our house, and our furnace burns it. And then that's wicked outside. The fumes are wicked outside, and then the hot air is blown around our house. Is that too much of a science talk there, Chris?
No, that was good. That was beautiful.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago, a lot of people in Alberta used coal, like burnt coal, to heat their house.
We live on the road called the Coal Trail.
Yeah.
And so they would travel the road that we live on, like my grandpa would, in his horse and carriage to go get more coal to warm the house. And now the original farmhouse isn't here, but the one built in 1918 is. And so he would have gone to get coal for that house.
Is there much coal mining? Not anymore.
No.
So the coal that Alberta has there's 3 or 4 different qualifications of coal, or like types of coal. And we have, it's called subbituminous or shale coal. And it's really only good to heat your home with. It's not the stuff that you would make steel. So that fell apart when people didn't need to heat their homes with coal anymore. That all the coal mines in Alberta stopped. So that was the end of that. But we still used coal for electricity. When I was a kid, that's where all of our electricity came from, was coal plants that were burning coal, thermoelectric plants. And now they've switched to natural gas. So burns with less particulate. Obviously, it still creates greenhouse gases, but that's what Alberta uses just because it's so plentiful. All right, Chris, I'm going to move the camera upstairs. So are you okay bringing some folks up or holding the fort down while I take the camera upstairs?
Yes, absolutely. Are there any more stories that you would like me to share this week?
Anything you want to talk about. You can talk more about your hat because people want to know more about it. Or you can think about some stories of the week or bring folks up on audio. But I'm going to peace out and bring Bernoulli upstairs.
Okay. So did we say a word from our sponsor?
You could talk about them. We have no prize yet from them. We could do our own prize later.
Sure. I'm not going to talk about that because I don't have access to the Rodecaster to make sound, to make the music. Jason makes all the magic happen in his little tech room there. But I would like to reset the room. So tonight we are hosting a show. It's called Pet Chat. And it says, Come Talk Pets. That's the name of the show. And that's what we do here. We share our stories of the week with Bunsen Beaker and Bernoulli and Ginger. And then we open up the floor to speakers who would like to speak. Now, the only participants that can speak aloud are the ones on audio, which is X audio. And Jason already explained that it magically it is magical. It goes through his Rodecaster to be multicasted across the different social media platforms. So if at this time, if there's anybody who would like to come on up to speak, I will vet you. Usually if there's someone who we've had lots of times before, then it's A-okay. But Jason and I were talking this morning about, hey, it's been a long time since we've had inappropriates come up or asked to come up. Been great. So maybe there's just less of them. And Jason's like, oh, I think we just do a good job of. Jason's doing the camera. I don't know. If you're watching, that's what's happening. It looks like the Blair Witch Project. If you're watching on the audio or on the live.
That's the best I got, Chris.
I love it. It's perfect. It's perfecto.
Okay. I just got to close the doors now.
Where are you? The Bernoulli cam went away. He turned off the audio to it. Anyway, so no one has requested to come up to speak. So I'll just share. I'm in Adam's room. Jason is 3D printing and it's making a sound. So I thought, hey, I'm just going to go into Adam's room so you can see the different decor. He has these twinkly lights. They're really cool. They're like 3-bit or like Minecraft. They're 12-bit. I don't know the tech term. Jason will. And so here I am in Adam's room. He wanted to make sure I don't know how to get onto his computer, but I know how to get onto his laptop, but I don't know how to get onto his computer. He's like, do you know the password? No, I don't.
All right. I've set up the Bernoulli cam.
Up there.
Yeah.
So I've just been sharing my location live on location from Adam's room.
All right.
And yeah, because no one is. Oh, there's one request now. Request to speak.
Yeah, I've moved Paula up.
Oh, great. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to bring in some speakers. I don't really have anything else to share. It was a pretty low key week for me. Maybe have something at the end. I don't know. But we're going to bring up folks who want to share their pet stories or ask questions. And I'll be checking the different sites for comments and questions, and we'll be getting to those. So you'll hear a couple people on audio right now who are on Spaces, which is on Twitter or X. All right, so we'll go to Paula, and then we'll pop back and forth.
Hi Paula. Everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good. Hi, Paula.
Hi. We loved all your content this week because you were way colder than us, and we were still cold, but
it's relative.
It was way colder in Canada. I know, and it was weird because we had so much ice that the lawns look like cupcakes. Like the roofs are still got snow in it. It's ice. It looks like a glazed donut everywhere. It's really crazy. But today it started just a little bit warming up. So it's starting to melt, but it melts weird because the ice is so hard on the top that it actually makes like these skeleton meltings on the bottom. It's really weird. And you can see it's like fingers holding up the ice. But anyway, we had a kind of exciting week this week. It was Trixie's second birthday.
Oh,
congrats. On Thursday. I almost forgot it because I was really sick with vertigo.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that was birthday! But we managed to get her in her little birthday hat. She sometimes likes to get dressed, and then sometimes she doesn't like to get dressed. So we threw it on anyway, and we said, okay, you're going to get a little birthday picture. So we celebrated that way, and it was a real quick day because, like I said, I had spent most of the day in bed.
Oh, no. Sorry to hear that, Paula.
Oh, man, thanks. I'll tell you, if anybody's been through vertigo, it's like Dorothy and Wizard of Oz had nothing on me, man. It's like the bed was spinning at full tilt. It was like, oh. But then my husband, thank goodness, had some medicine. So he's like, here, take this. And I'm like, okay. And it went, and it halved it. So it was great. So I could do stuff during the latter part of the day. So that really helped out. But anyway, Trixie had her big day, and I can't believe it's 2. She's 2 already because she is a terrible 2. I love that dog, but she is funny. So we're just can't believe how fast time flies.
Yeah, it goes by quickly.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, we're Bernoulli's in his terrible 2s, and by that terrible 10 months. The disadvantage of where I put the camera, Chris, is we don't know what Bernoulli's doing. He is off camera right now going rogue. He could be taking things off the counters, but all we see is Beaker's butt and Bunson's head. So
no, but every other time I can't see him either.
Oh, we can see when he sneaks things though. So yeah, we know about the terrible 2s, Paula. Not that Bernoulli's terrible. He's just a puppy. He's a good boy.
No, he's still a puppy. He's okay. He's still in that. Actually, so is Trixie, because I guess most dogs are puppy till they're age 2.
Yeah.
So I could see her kind of being a little bit more mature. She doesn't do crazy things like she used to, but I still got to keep an eye on her because she'll get in trouble. Trixie trouble.
Oh, man.
call her. But hey, we love her, and she's got some issues, but we're gonna hopefully get them ironed out. We're actually gonna go see a dog behaviorist because she's been really guarding my husband over me. So it's
okay.
Oh yeah. So it can come and go, which is weird. I don't know if anybody's got any experience with this type. I've never experienced this in my whole life. Usually dogs, when you own them, they see you kind of as equals. They'll favor one more, by following them and all that stuff. But this time around, she loves my husband and she loves me, because if I'm away dog sitting, she'll come and greet me like she never saw me before. And then there's other times that if I come downstairs, say taking a shower, and you come downstairs and she's sitting on the couch with her husband, she gives me this look like, don't you dare come near him. And it's okay. Oh, gosh. So it's been a little challenge. But like I said, we're going to hopefully work on some of these issues and see what we can do to iron them out.
The one I remember, and I'm not a dog trainer, I'm just going off of what folks we've spoken to on the podcast have suggested, with little dogs that do that, like try not to let them feel that they are the queen or the princess by being held by the person they're resource guarding all the time. Like that person should give them the cold shoulder a bit.
Oh, yes, he does that.
Okay,
he totally puts his back to her and he'll just say, go in your crate. And she'll go in there. Yeah. And then she pouts for half an hour. And then, I'm serious.
Oh, no.
Honest to gosh, she pouts. And I should take video of this because people probably think I've been drinking something. But it's like she has this different expression on her face. And then she'll come out of the crate and she slinks to me like she did something bad. I didn't say anything. She's just slinking toward me. And then she'll put her head in my chest and go, okay, I'm sorry. It's been a rodeo.
Keep checking the comments and see if people say anything. And
that would be great.
Yeah.
Like I said, if someone's been through this, I would like a little piece of advice because it's really been a time. But anyway, thank you very much. And like I said, I'll put the little picture if I can find my post. I'll put it up in the nest for you. For Trixie's birthday.
Okay, sounds good, Paula.
Okay, take care, everybody. Have a good week, all.
You betcha. Speaking of queens, Ginger made an appearance and Chris picked her up just as I was saying that, and people thought that was hilarious. So we got some comments saying, speaking of queens, there's Queen Ginger. Somebody asked about Bunsen's recovery. Just real quick, that's Bad Guy Rudy. Bunsen's recovery is going good, very slow, but he is improving. Like his gait is getting better and he's not slipping as much. And if you're watching live, he's like right near the camera, just laying down right there.
That's his favorite trick.
Yeah.
Lie down.
Lie down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No more questions. I'll read one comment and then we'll go to our next speaker, which is Jen. I just got to go back up. There's a lot as people join on Instagram, it tells me they've joined. So it's just like most of it is notifications of people joining. Rod says, I just want to say, enjoy your channel. Thank you. I have 3 burners in my life and seeing yours is very fun. Aw, that's cute. Thank you. Okay. We'll go to Jen.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing? Sorry about that, but just want to echo that this is still my favorite person, your group, and so to speak. And I'm glad you guys are still doing a wholesome, family-friendly pet chat. So thanks for doing that. And I think that's really important that you keep doing that. So that's the first thing.
Oh, just wait till we start trying to hawk what we got coming forward here, some cryptocurrency, Jen. No, I'm just teasing. We'll fit right in with 99% of the other spaces here on Twitter.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, I wouldn't blame you for doing it, but
no,
as long as it all went to charity.
It's all a scam. It makes no sense to me. But anyway,
no, it doesn't. I 100% agreed. Anyway, I wanted to say hi to everyone. Hi to both you and Paula, and thanks for the posts on the weather. Being from Saskatchewan, it's really funny, right? Because it was so cold here.
Yeah,
and of course, we love to brag that we were the coldest place in Canada world for 2 days,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
And then I saw your post that it went from whatever to +3, and I was warning everyone. And they're like, no, that's not going to happen. And I'm like, no, he's a scientist, and it's going to happen. And it did. And it was pretty funny. And I'm a cat person. I love seeing the videos of the doggies, but especially Ginger. And how did she do in this? Did she want to go out as soon as it got hot?
She wanted to go out when it was minus 40. She was insane. Yeah. So she got out a bunch of times because I was, not to get too much into it, Chris had to work this week a couple days and I had a couple days off, and I used that opportunity to do some spring cleaning, which is getting rid of some of Chris's clutter. But anyways, I was going in and out of the house, and Ginger got out a whole bunch of times. And every time she got out, it's like she forgot how cold it was and she wanted right back in. I'd let her just mill about. She went under the stairs because she likes to go under there. And then 10 seconds later, she's like, holy heck, what is this? And she like slunk back into the door.
Oh, that's funny. Do you guys have a cat door that she can come in and out of? Or?
No, we have a catio, and it's warm enough for her to go in the catio now.
Okay.
So I think we'll put her in the catio tomorrow for a bit. She loves it.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks for the posts with the weather again and stuff like that. I posted a reply on a sun dog, and you're right. We take this for granted, right? We had sun dogs here in Saskatoon for 3 days, and I'm like, nah, I'm not taking another picture because I know it'll happen again next year. But it's really amazing, right? When you see that sort of stuff. Anyway, just wanted to say hi to everyone and hope you're all doing well. And thanks again.
Thanks, Jen. The Northern Lights was like that. There was a stretch where I didn't look for them and I would get notifications on my phone. I'm like, meh. And I regret that. There was like a good stretch of 7 to 8 years where they would be happening and I would be like, nah. And now every time I go outside, I make a point of going outside at night every night. And then I look up for them.
Yeah, I agree. Even there was one here in Saskatoon where it looked like the sun dog had a sun dog, if that makes sense.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I was like, stop and take a picture. And I was like, nah. And I'm like, I'm not doing that again. You know, we have to appreciate this stuff. But I'm glad it's not just me. Makes me feel a bit better. So
thanks, Jen. Hey, Paula, we have somebody, Nancy, who's watching on Facebook. So she says it mostly takes time and the person being guarded can't allow it, praise it, ignore it. So that's like echoing what the trainer said. And obviously you said your husband's doing that, but that's just a comment from Facebook for you.
Okay, thanks. Tell him thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks, Nancy. I'll just quickly check. Oh, so somebody's asking about the catio in the winter. Now, it's interesting. She could be in her catio in the winter because it's insulated and you got it with some kind of heat lamp, Chris.
Okay. So yes, technically,
there's a bit of a
yes,
story to this.
We could use it in the winter, but I gave Gord the heat lamps for the chickens.
Yeah.
So he has been raising chickens from the chickens that we have.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I need a heat lamp. And I said, Ginger has 2 in her catio because, okay, there's a reason why we can't have nice things here on lawn ornaments because they blow away into next week. Like it's terrible. Like even if you think, oh, this is really anchored down. No, nothing is. When those winds come, bye-bye snowman.
It's just because of where it's because of where our house is. Our house sits on a bluff, right? It sits on like we have a ravine. I don't know, like it's a creek ravine. And that wind it creates like a tunneling, like a circle effect as it goes down and then up as it blows in from the north. And it'll just take it. You're right, Chris. Like it'll take everything away, which you're very sad about. Every Christmas.
Yeah, I wish I could have like really nice lawn ornaments, but I can't. But we got the catio with this insulated stuff on it. Yeah. But it's taking a beating. Like we had to take some of it off. So I wouldn't put Ginger in it in the winter. Yeah. Even where it's in the most protected place, it's still took a beating from the wind. Yeah. Even stuff that we've attached down, like the stuff that's anchored to the deck, bye-bye. Yeah. The weird like hotel racky thing that for some reason you got from Facebook Marketplace. Oh, I love that thing. That I've turned into I've hang bird feeders from. That hasn't blown over because that thing weighs 10 million kilograms. That is basically made from a dying neutron star. That's how heavy that is. That will never ever blow away. That's what we need to get the lawn ornaments made of, is that same kind of like
I don't know. It's made of adamantium or something.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how much you anchor it in. You think this is enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
We had a tree from Costco that was beautiful. It was like a fake tree, and every branch had lights on it. It looked like
like little cherry blossom.
Yeah, it looked like the tree of Gondor, if like the white tree of Gondor when it was at night. And I set that up in front of her house, and it was like, it looked so good, because it just looked like this glowing tree, and that lasted a month, and then it blew away. Like it blew over and got smashed. And I anchored that in with, I've got chopsticks here, longer than this, like railway tie spikes. No. Anti-M, just gone. Like, just done. Done. It's in Oz. It's gone forever. But this is
gone forever.
Yeah, this is in Pet Chat. This is this weather. So we'll go to Sarah, who's on Twitter. Go ahead, Sarah.
Hey, hi, you guys. Love you guys. Love your dogs.
Thanks.
And of course, Ginger. I love Ginger.
Yeah.
So the adoption has went through for my little husky.
Yay.
She is quite a terror. She's a little over a year, we're estimating.
Mm-hmm.
Just found out that she may have been a mom.
Oh.
Which really upsets me. So she gives birth, and then you take the puppies and you just throw her into a shelter.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? She's getting better, but today they locked me out of the house, so I had to go around and unlock and go through my garage, go through my house to unlock everything and unlock the back door. Not realizing that I left the gate open. Hi, Ginger. So she ran out the front. Last week, she ran into the neighbor's yard twice because there was a missing fence post. Got that fixed. Now she's in the front yard, but she came right back. I don't know if that's very husky. Like, huskies are like escape artists, and don't they usually just go?
Some do. Yeah. I don't know. It's probably dog dependent. There are probably lots of different dogs that as soon as the doors open, they have the good Kronk and evil Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. And one is don't, and the other one's run away, and they just decide to run.
But she is doing so much better and improving, and she needs some training, and we're going to get training done.
Yay.
And it's a whole process with a new puppy.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work.
Even if it's a mother puppy, but she's getting along with my German Shepherd. So both Odin and Loki, big Marvel fan over here, are getting along. Yay. Okay. Well, you guys have a great time. And I am interested in what Paul has to talk about today. Bye.
Thanks, Sarah. Chris, your friend Megan had a husky, right? Was that Athena?
Athena,
yeah, who died sadly last year. Athena was a escape artist. She was like classic husky, like runaway.
Classic.
Yeah. When her and Thane, before they had their little guy. What's the little guy's name again?
Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah. So they lived in Red Deer. Athena got out, I don't know how many times. And then, yeah, I felt bad for them. Escape artist. For sure.
And then she had Sophie too, her retriever.
Yeah.
And she got the genius idea of clicking them together when she went for a run with them, because Sophie listened. And then Athena's like, oh, I'm stuck to this golden retriever. Can't run away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some comments about how Norbert's doing, and the answer is we don't know. I did go down and check the chips, like the trail cam footage, and there's nothing. There's just one had a coyote passing through, which is pretty normal for our area. So nothing. We'll just have to wait and see. There was a cold snap last year, and we didn't see Norbert until the cold snap stopped. And that's when he bit out of the ice and tried to get more trees. But this last year, Norbert did a way better job of gathering food. And I don't know how deep his den is into the side of the creek. It could be way bigger. So maybe Norbert doesn't even need to come out until it's summer, until the creek melts. I don't know. But the long answer is we don't know. Yeah,
We're not sure about Norbert.
We hope.
But we hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
And there's two more comments here on Twitter.
Okay, go for it.
Dawn says that Sadie is very protective. If she's on the other sofa and Michael sits down next to Dawn, Sadie will immediately come over and gets in between them.
Mm-hmm.
And then another person, Fefty, said that they went to a behavior specialist because Thefty, I don't know. It's Plefty. Pancho had the same issues, and a behavior therapist was called, helped so much, and trained Thefty on how to manage the behaviors. But the dog is not cured. Plefty just knows what to do when Pancho goes off.
Mm.
And that's part of it too, right? Recognizing the cues with your dog before it gets too much. Because Beaker, being a COVID puppy, got very resource protective. And so we definitely went to training with her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's better, but I like she still has that. It's she sometimes doesn't like Bernoulli. She tells him off. And sometimes Bernoulli's doing nothing. He's just like standing there smiling. He's like, hello. And then Beaker's like, what? And then she just does that at him. And Bernoulli's like, oh, I don't know what I did. I'm a meathead. And just like, his whole life is he doesn't understand why anybody could be mad at him, I think. Like today at Waggles, there was a dog that was lying down. And I guess when the dog lies down, it gets snippy. And Bernoulli's like, oh, hello, you're lying down. And the dog was like, rah. And Bernoulli's like, oh boy, okay. He just went away. He's like, whoops, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Question from Tales of Two Cities. Large breed mom GP. Sure. What would GP stand for? Large breed mom GP. Great Pyrenees.
Great Pyrenees.
Yeah. When should I get them fixed? Okay. I don't really want to answer that question because we're not vets. So that's something I would talk to your own vet about. And then there's some, I can just talk about the research. The research is pointing towards large breed dogs generally waiting longer to be neutered. We were going to wait until 2 years, and then that felt like an eternity with him not being able to go see his friends. So that's why we went with a vasectomy. But that's a discussion for like you to talk to your vet about, obviously.
Hey, you got the strobe light city in your room.
There's another one going. TL's NYC05. What does Beaker resource guard? It's you, Chris. Mm-hmm. And like toys or food sometimes, but not as bad.
Not as bad with the toys or the food, but it's me. And it's because we hung out every day when we were at home. I was teaching from home, and she's okay. But if I'm nice to another dog, that sends her to the moon. So if I am in town with her and I see another dog, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I cannot say hello to your dog. I can't be nice to your dog. No.
Beaker gets jealous.
She does. She gets jealous.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to set her off.
Yep. She is very cute. She was so happy today because we went for a long ski, and there's like we take a corner and go down the hill. That's the short way. And then we can keep going further on the property, and that's the medium way. And then there's another turn. And then as soon as I went that way, she's like, oh my God, it's happening. We're going the long way because we haven't done that since Bernoulli. We got Bernoulli because when Bernoulli was a little one, we never went very far with him. We're exhausted all of our speakers. Looks like nobody else is requesting to come up. So I think we should do a wrap up. Should we do our own draw? I didn't get a hold of our normal sponsor this week.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
But make sure if you win, you have to DM us.
Yeah.
So we can send you your prize.
Right. Okay.
Chris, sometimes I think people forget.
Yeah. One more question. Somebody's asking, will we get a fourth dog?
Oh my God.
We actually had a serious discussion about it. And we came to the conclusion that with Bunson's health, it's not something that's fair to him. Either get a rescue or a puppy. It's not fair to him right now. He needs our attention. And he needs
I pretty much had reached out to another place and started conversation, but definitely was like, oh, my ears were definitely perked up about it. And I was thinking about it, and I got some pictures, on and on. And then Bunsen went for his MRI, and it's just, no, it's not the right time for us.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think this summer, even just, we need to give Bunsen enough time.
Yeah. It's not
to be fully healed.
Yeah.
So next summer is what we would look for.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really want to get a puppy like when it's -40 and you have to take them to the bathroom.
Oh, you would take them to the bathroom? Okay. I don't think so. I think I would be taking the puppy to the bathroom.
Okay. Hello, world. Jason is amazing. He knows how much I don't like going outside when it's super cold. And he definitely did that duty for the last couple weeks. So for that, I'm eternally grateful.
It's not that
but
bad.
it doesn't mean that I don't do it.
No,
because Jason, you did go to Calgary. You left me for like overnight. And
I
so
did.
who's going to do it then? It was me.
Yeah.
Like I do step up and I do it. But
I think I call
I'm
the
very
leashes-
appreciative.
I think you just hook all the leashes together in a giant long leash though, Chris.
I can't, not with Bunsen the way he is. Like
Okay.
I really had to finagle them and get them in good places. And then I may or may not have put Ginger in the bathroom so she didn't escape. These are things that I wouldn't want to have her escape while I'm on my watch.
Yeah.
But it's like corralling all of them. And we moved, if you're on live, you can see our coat hanger. It used to be by the other door. And then, or by the turret room, which then we couldn't get in with the dogs. It's a nightmare. So we just need to not have super winter coats, super survival suits.
Yeah.
Can the winter be over, please?
Yeah, because those are like full on hazmat suits that we wear when it's really cold.
They're large pieces of clothing.
Yeah, they're like, think of a hazmat suit that's fluffy. It's like an astronaut suit, basically, without the helmet. That's what it is.
Without the helmet.
Yeah,
but it has a hood.
Yeah, but when you wear it, they're rated for -57 or something, like I read.
No, -30 only.
I was toasty. I was snug as a bug in a rug in that thing when it was -45. The only thing that was cold was my face. They're rated, like it could be, you could walk around the Arctic and then things, I bet. Somebody said I got a puppy in December. Never again. So yeah.
No, not a good time.
It would be, imagine how cute a baby Bernice would be in the snow though. Like how fun that would be.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would do that. But
I may or may not have watched like 10 Bernese Mountain Dog puppies running through the snow.
I know there's
I may or may not have watched that on repeat.
Yeah. Not only the little panda bears, but they're also covered in snow. All right. That's the end of the show. We'll see everybody next week. Take care.
Thanks for coming.